back to Grace Nicole Myths, Astrology and Tarot for the new moon in Libra, secret code name readings. These are manifesting balance themed readings for the new moon. Before I get started, those of you who are unfamiliar with me and the channel, I'm formerly Divine Rebel, so a lot of my videos I will say hello and welcome back to Divine Rebel. I officially changed names for the channel and everything else. I also have no filter and I don't sugarcoat my messages. I just read how I read. So if that is not your thing or you have kids around or just don't appreciate those kinds of messages, I'm always very respectful of that. I'm giving you the opportunity to sign off now. Otherwise, we will be getting into these readings. The secret code names are Pink Balloon, Glowing Lotus, Red Lily, Vicious, Dove Magic, Magnolia, Manatee, Pogo, Candelabra, Barn Doors, Black Beauty, and Bird Songs, okay? Those are all of the secret code names. They will be in that order. I will have timestamps in the description once the live is finished. Okay, I'll go back in and I'll edit so that the timestamps are in the description for you. Once they're in there, the timestamp links are blue. You could just click it and it'll take you right to that reading so you don't have to scroll. Okay, so for these readings, I'm using my Oracle of the Unicorns as a theme card to get you started. Hey, hey, hey. And my Wild Unknown Tarot for extra insight on either, because they're manifesting balance, either how you're manifesting balance. If you do truly feel like you already are in a very balanced state, it's going to give you some insight into what the manifestation looks like. Or it's going to be guidance for you if you feel out of balance, how to get back into it. Okay, so as far as manifesting balance goes, it's going to help you either get into it or it's going to give you some insight into how it's unfolding. Take them as they resonate for you. If you know which secret code name is yours, you purchased one, it's yours, then you know which reading is for you. Everybody else who did not purchase one but is drawn to one or resonates to one, or one is just popping out at you and standing out to you, there is most likely a message in there for you. All right, so without further ado, let's get into these readings. Pink Balloon. Pink Balloon. All right, Spirit. So what is the theme? Secret. And it's funny because when I got the actual image for the secret code name, it looked like a pink balloon, but it also looked like a huge, like, bubble of bubble gum. But Spirit almost had it blurred, so I really couldn't tell the difference. It was really bizarre. But Pink Balloon is essentially what I got. So, all right. Secret code name Pink Balloon. What is the theme for your manifesting balance? New moon in Libra reading. Secret code name Pink Balloon. What is the theme? I feel like you have so many question marks. Like floating around in your head. What is the theme or guidance, please, Spirit, for secret code name Pink Balloon? Abundance of intuition. All right, Pink Balloon. Now the secret code name makes sense. Pink being like a femininely like linked color, and balloon being something that floats free and high. Like if you think of balloons floating through the sky, it can be a higher perspective unless you tie it down to something. So I think maybe you're lost in the question marks, right? Because I was definitely feeling like you have a bunch of question marks in your mind. And I think you have this abundance of intuition, right? We have this abundance of intuition coming out with the cards. says, enjoy the beauty of life. Your supply is unlimited. Blessings are coming to you. Listen to the whispers of your heart. Use divination tools to help you decide. Trust your intuition no matter what. Divination tools could be something like oracle cards or tarot cards or a pendulum or runes or different things that you use to help guide answers, because I mean, ultimately you can even flip a coin. Yes or no questions, you could flip a coin, because you'll know either way if the answer you got with the coin was what you wanted. It'll be like, oh, that's a relief. And if the answer to the coin is disappointing, then it's like, okay, then I know what I have to do then, because it's not that. Right? It's being able to use divination tools to help you decide your course of action when you are stuck with so many question marks. With this, it's a matter of doing your best to kind of put the question marks aside and truly let your heart guide you in the right direction. Okay, if none of those question marks were there, if none of those things mattered, and I just felt the way I felt, you know, because none of that actually exists, what would I be doing if none of those question marks existed? Right? If I love this person, what would I be doing in a state of love for them? If I do not enjoy this person, what would I be choosing from that truth, right? If I don't enjoy them, why would I be around them, type thing. So figure out what your truth is. Listen to your gut sensing on how to handle it, and just act accordingly, trusting everything will work out as it's meant to. The question marks will be answered when they're meant to. If they're meant to, they might be unimportant a week from now, right? You might get a different answer, or a different outcome, or a completely different unfolding of a situation, and none of those question marks that were driving you crazy would even matter, right? So trust your intuition. You have an abundance of intuition. Lean on your divine feminine receptive energy within the self, knowing that the heart will receive the vibration that it chooses from, right? When the mind allows the heart to speak and it chooses in accordance with what the heart intuitively knows is the best choice or the best action from a loving perspective, only the best outcome ends up unfolding, right? So let's get some more insight, please, Spirit. Make sure my deck is up right here. Get some more insight. What does this look like? This manifesting balance as it unfolds. What insight can we get, please, Spirit? This is for secret codename Pink Balloon. What is it, please, Spirit? What insight? Releasing feeling like you're not alone. Or feeling like you're alone, right? That you're not alone. The Father of Wands reversed, the Father of Swords reversed. And I outright flipped my deck up in the upright. I got all three reverse cards. In order to manifest balance, right? Dealing with the intuition and the abundance of intuition, I think you know you're not alone. I think you know you're not doing it all alone. I don't feel like you are being isolated, right? If you're isolated, it's because you're choosing to isolate yourself, not because others are isolating you. The Father of Wands and the Father of Swords reversed. This is about releasing pride and or expectations. It's also about releasing preconceived ideas or assumptions. And judgments. I'm hearing and judgments. You really got to clear your mind. Like, big time with this. I think that's why the guidance cards, the focus or the theme was to help you focus on your feminine energy, because I feel like your mind with these cards might be feeling very hurt, but it's not for the reasons that you think. It's not for the reasons that you think. Like, you might think that someone's hurting you with their choices, or think someone's hurting you with their actions. And it might hurt to deal with their choices and their actions, right? But they're not isolating you. They're in whatever state they're in for whatever reason they're in it, right? Whatever their subconscious traumas are, that they're a hurt person projecting their hurt onto you. Like, you kind of have to remember that all of the hurt that you're feeling from them is just a reflection of the kind of hurt that they have inside, the kind of hurt that they learned inside. And you're feeling it, right? You're feeling it, divine feminine energy. It's not actually your hurt or your pain that you're feeling. You're not hurt. It's they that are hurt and you're feeling it, right? There's a difference. Try and remember that, because I think that the King of Wands energy, the King of Swords energy, wants to shut down the higher perspective and not see that and be in a state of, I don't want to say vengeance or spite, but it's almost indignant pride, like, how dare, you know what I mean? It's like that kind of energy, like, how dare. And you're right in a sense, like, how dare they treat you like that? You don't actually deserve it, right? Whatever it is that's going on, you don't deserve it. But your response, your choice on how you respond, that reflects on you. Are you an angry person? Are you a bitter person? Are you an indignant person? Are you someone who is going to snap back? Is that who you are? Or are you a compassionate person? Are you an understanding person? Do you know how to say, I don't deserve that, and walk away without unleashing fire, right? Without losing the higher perspective that this is a hurt person who's projecting hurt at you, but you are not a hurt person who is taking hurt actions back at them, right? There's no reason to project the hurt that they just put on you back at them. You can simply let it almost like bounce off you and reflect off you. Like, if you want to think of a great, and it's almost mirroring in these cards, right? Because you could see this ring that kind of goes around her and the unicorn in the entranceway. It's even almost here too, right? With the rainbow coming down, if it were to continue. It's almost imagining yourself in a spiritual bubble, like a light bubble. Like, if someone is spouting off at the mouth, or their actions are fucking pompous, or whatever it is, they're out of line, right? If you can imagine yourself just in a moment while they're going through whatever pain projection they're going through, if you could take a moment to realize you're being triggered by their pain body, that your own pain body is being triggered by their pain body to react and to respond in a painful way, right? A hurtful way. If you can recognize it and in a split second visualize yourself in a light bubble, and that all of their pain that is literally coming at you with words or actions or body language, whatever it is that they're doing, if you can imagine yourself in a bubble of light and everything that they're putting at you is just kind of bouncing off and disappearing. It's just bouncing off and disappearing, because as soon as it touches the light, it has nothing else to do. It's just bouncing right off of you. It's not actually becoming a part of you. It's not bouncing off of you to come back at them. Like, it's just dissipating. You can imagine yourself in a bubble of light while they're in their fucking zone. It'll help keep your energy clear, your reactions in a light that is reflective of the heart that you have, of the heart that you want to be known by, right? That you want to be remembered for, that you want to be recognized for. Because as soon as we start throwing pain back at people, that's what they remember, right? That's how others define us, because those are the actions we chose. Despite them, we still chose those actions, right? It's like that Wayne W. Dyer quote, you know, how other people treat you is a reflection of them, but how you treat them is a reflection of you, right? It doesn't matter how other people treat us. It's a matter of the people that we choose to be and how we treat other people. Whether or not we tolerate their shit is another thing entirely, right? But we don't let others and their pain push us to respond with pain, because the pain does not define us. Love defines us. Truth defines us. Mercy and compassion define us, right? Honor and respect define us. We choose not to be defined by the bullshit, right? We don't want to be remembered as that person. So if that's how they want to be remembered and they want to behave, that's on them. How you behave and treat other people is how you will be remembered, and that's up to you, right? So I hope that helps, because staying in that mindset, that I'm good mindset, it's not my pain I'm feeling mindset, remembering that it's someone else's pain that you're feeling, literally. They're showing it to you, they're projecting it at you, it's theirs. If you can remember not to own it and continue to act from that loving place inside your bubble, like, literally, you will be manifesting the balance of all that is imbalanced in your reality and your relationships. So I hope that helps. All right. I do hope that helps. That was secret code name Pink Balloon. All right. Getting into Glowing Lotus, secret code name Glowing Lotus. Spirit, please. What is the theme or guidance for this manifesting balances reading? Secret code name for the new moon in Libra. What is the focus card for secret code name Glowing Lotus and those who would be drawn to it? What is the focus of this manifesting balance, new moon in Libra? What is the focus? What is the focus? Support, encourage, and compassion. And I'm feeling, because 3 came out, but I felt like I had to split this one off. So we might be dealing with 2 people, and you'll know which one's you. Okay? Whoever is watching this and resonating with it, if you're reading, then just know that you'll know who is who. Support is ask for help, get more rest, and nurture yourself. Those are the keywords on the card. And then we have courage and compassion. It says you are safe. Fear is an illusion. Set strong boundaries. Be gentle with yourself. Forgiveness will set you free, and see the light in yourself and others. So with these 2 energies, I'm feeling as if this person here, the support card here, is someone who probably fuckered some shit up. Okay, they probably fuckered some shit up, and they recognize it, or are in the process of recognizing it. The person here is going to be put in a position where they have to remember that they're safe, that whoever this was that hurt them is not intentionally going to hurt them again. I feel like they have their demons, their shadows, and whatever happened between you and them that caused you to feel like you couldn't trust them, or you're not safe with them, or couldn't believe in them, or lean on them, whatever, this person is in need of support to know that the damage that they've done wasn't permanent. I think they're more upset at the fact, not that they hurt you in a moment, but that maybe they hurt you for the long term, right? I think this person genuinely cares about whoever this person is, and when they fucked up, I think they realized just how much this person is good for them. And they don't want the hurt that they put on you to change you, right? Or, you know, and read it the other way if it's the other way around. If you fuckered something up and you want to know that you didn't damage someone, right? Take it as it resonates. This is about accepting and forgiveness. Forgiveness will set you free, because I think if this person comes forward, or if you know that you need to forgive them, avoiding that would actually cause more damage. So if you want to manifest balance moving forward with this new moon energy, if someone comes to you asking for your help and soul to heal something, right, is asking for understanding or forgiveness, it would be the best and or healthiest option to truly forgive them and not let it change you. This person's learning, right? This person's learning. They're seeing things from a higher perspective they never saw before, and it's just a little overwhelming for them, right? That's definitely what I'm feeling. It's just a little overwhelming for them. Remember to keep your heart solid and your heart clear, and don't take the pain personal. Just make sure that you can keep healthy boundaries in the future, right? Set healthy boundaries in the future, and know that so long as you have your healthy boundaries in place, they won't hurt you again, right? They won't, because you've defined what works for you and what doesn't, what you're guided to do and what you're not guided to do. That puts you in a position for this person to hurt you in the first place, where their shadows came out, right? Obviously at the wrong person. So let's get some insight, please, Spirit. Let's get some more insight, please. This is for secret codename Glowing Lotus. Keep your heart pure. Keep your heart from being damaged or being angry, hurt, or upset. You don't need to trust them. You just need to trust yourself, right? You trust yourself and your ability to make choices and your ability to make decisions and your ability to do or not do things. It doesn't matter or not whether or not you trust them. It only matters that you trust yourself. What insight can you give us, please, Spirit? Secret code name Glowing Lotus with this new moon in Libra. What else? I feel like that's definitely insight for the support person, the person who needs support. You could be heartbroken over your twin flame. This courage and compassion person here. Anything left coming out, Spirit? Okay. We got the Sun on the bottom. And the 9 of Swords on top. Well, that says a lot. What's going on with support? Okay. So right now, the person who needs the soul support, who needs you to forgive them, right? And it doesn't necessarily have to be an outright conversation, because there aren't any conversation or communication cards down. This is something that's very internal for you, right? In order to manifest balance. The person who needed the soul support, who is seeing things from a higher perspective right now, and technically has their eyes closed, right? This person has their eyes closed on the back of the unicorn, flying high up in the sky. They're being given an opportunity to see a higher perspective, and their eyes are closed, okay? They are in a giving and receiving with a Mother of Wands. This is a snake who is protective of her eggs, right? A mother who is very passionate about protecting her children. And there's a giving and receiving type thing that they're in right now. Okay, this is something that they have to do. And I feel as if You know, and or they know that you're the one that's taking the brunt of the hurt with this, right? Especially with the Three of Swords here. We have the Four of Wands here, and we have the Seven of Coins here. I think that there's a part of them that understands that things have taken a very long time, especially if they are your divine counterpart. Especially, look at this. See how the cards kind of mirror the Sun and the Four of Wands? Like, you have to understand this being on the bottom of the deck is the underlying issue or goal. The higher perspective with the Father of Swords is under that and the world. It's going to come to completion. There is going to be a heart overhead decision made, and the choice to take the journey and fulfill a wish. Literally. Okay, so listen. Right now, especially if you are not in communication with your counterpart, right? Especially if you are in separation, and especially if there's a karmic involved. Understand, if your twin flame, like, could tell you, if it's almost like their higher self is coming through with a message for you right now, right? Their higher self's coming through with a message for you that their physical 3D self needs to go through a learning experience, okay? They're going through this learning experience or this opportunity to receive a higher perspective with this Mother of Wands, who I do feel is completely fierce when it comes to protecting the children. And it's the snake on the card. I'm just getting venomous. Like, to go up against this person with children involved would not benefit anyone. It wouldn't benefit the counterpart. It wouldn't benefit the children that they obviously care about, right? It would have no actual benefit. The lesson or the experience needs to play itself out completely. Like, the timing will be right, right? The timing will be right. It's a matter of literal divine patience. It's a matter of letting it ride itself out. This might take a while, right? It just might take a while. I feel like you already know it's taken too long. You've reached hopeless states, right? With this Three of Swords here. And yet you know that there's some kind of window in the future. Like, you have not lost faith for a reason. Right? You haven't lost faith for a reason. Spirit's asking you to be really courageous with your compassion, that your counterpart needs to go through this experience the way they need to go through it, and there's no other way around it. It's something that it's almost like soul contracts. It's a necessity for them to grow. And it's asking you to have compassion, right? To not be upset, but to be grateful that they're not being any further damaged, and that the people or the children that they care about aren't being further damaged, because it could be worse, right? I think they almost have to stay in this situation, which is like a nightmare state for you, right? Consciously, it's a nightmare state because you don't actually want to be without your divine counterpart. They don't actually want to be without you either. They don't actually want to be without you either. The Sun on the bottom is a reminder to you that there is light at the end of the tunnel, and the higher perspective will be reached, and that cycle will close, and the heart overhead decision will be made, right? It will be made. It's just a matter of getting through whatever this karmic lesson is for them. To forgive them for any hurt that you feel, because it's not their fault. It's not their fault. It's like you love them more than anything, and they love you more than anything, but they can't sacrifice certain things like their kids. They won't do it. You know, me and my flame are the same way. Like, we love each other more than anybody, but the one thing that we will not sacrifice or hurt is our children, right? Well, we figure out another way. And so consider your flame's higher self coming through to remind you that their love is very much here, and they need a whole lot of patience from you while they're going through something that they absolutely have to go through because their children are just that important, right? And they're dealing with this for a reason. Know that they will greatly, greatly appreciate you in the end because you allowed them to heal whatever this is and not hold it against them. Like, they're sincerely sorry for the pain that you feel because it's the pain that they're in, right? It's just the pain that they're in, having to go through this cycle, and being even being away from you, right? Because you're not seeing results and they know it. And it's, I think maybe their biggest fear is losing you, right? Their biggest fear is losing you, knowing that they're doing something they have to do. They have to. It's non-negotiable, right? Especially if it involves children. It's non-negotiable, and they're afraid they're going to lose you for it. I think they will be more than blessed to know that you allowed them the patience that they required. They required a lot of patience and a lot of time for whatever this is. Don't let your heart be broken just because it's taking time. It's taking time, and it's taking time because of children. No doubt about that. The underlying issue with the Sun card is also an indicator of children, because the Sun can sometimes indicate children. So that's the reason, right? There's no other reason, and you really can't blame them because children are that important. So if they're dealing with a Mother of Wands snake, someone who would go completely snake on them in protection of their children, if they believe it's better for their children for them to be where they are with who they're with and to grow up and continue a certain way, then you have to trust that they're doing what is in the highest alignment for both you and them in the long term. Okay, I hope that helps. I hope that helps, because I definitely felt like that was a message from your counterpart's higher self, trying to come through, trying to give you some divine reassurance in any way that it can, you know what I mean, to let you know that the love being there, the connection that's there, is not incorrect. It's just necessary to go through whatever they're going through right now. It's a part of the healing. So, a part of the healing back to each other, right? Okay. Secret code name, Red Lily. Secret code name, Red Lily. Spirit, please. What is the guidance or focus for this manifesting balance new moon in Libra for secret code name Red Lily and those who would be drawn to it or resonate to it? Flow and balance. Find an easier path forwards. Surrender the outcome and release your expectations. Take time to relax, indulge a little more or less, and set boundaries with your work. I think all work, no play make Jack a dull boy. Okay? And that can go not just with your work, like literal work. It could be work that you're putting in on relationships as well. So all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. It's no different. If you're constantly working on something and working on something and working on something, whether it's a literal project or a relationship dynamic, it becomes burdensome. It's not enjoyable anymore. When you're constantly working on a person, they're not enjoyable to you anymore. If they're a project, right? This is about accepting that the work being done to people happens in its own divine time. The flow, right? It happens in flow. You've got to be able to surrender the outcome. There's an easier path, and sometimes it's just letting things be. It's understanding people are who they are, and that they heal when they're meant to heal, and they're going to see how they're meant to see at the right time. Because the more that you push or work someone, right, the more that you're pushing them to grow or pushing them to see or constantly instructing them on how to see better, feel better, do better. It's like, just let them be, because they'll figure it out. They will figure it out. Every time someone makes a mistake, they're like, yeah, I did this and did that and blah, 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 blah. Like, and this got fucked up. You're like, well, why would you do that? Like, you could have responded so many different ways. Like, if I were in your shoes, I would have totally responded with this. And then you'd be like, oh, wow. You know, like, that's, I didn't even think of that. You know, it's like having that conversation. It's not about preventing things or fixing things so much as it's about seeing, identifying, understanding, and choosing to correct it, because it's like, okay, well, I fucked that up. Next time I'll definitely handle it a different way. And maybe they'll take your advice. If they know they fucked something up, be like, listen, if you really want to fix this, I would suggest doing this. I would suggest doing that. Like, you could take it or leave it. Like, I'm not telling you what to do. But if I were in the other person's shoes and that's what you said or did to me, like, I would appreciate it if you came back with this or that, you know, kind of response, reaction, apology, acknowledgement, whatever. And be there as a support rather than a teacher, right? That is almost condescending. Because you know and they don't type thing. People are not receptive, right, to that kind of energy. Take your expectations off of them to know more than they know or be more than they are right now. Take time to relax, right? Indulge a little more in yourself and your you time. Indulge a little more in your time with them, just enjoying them, right? For being who they are in whatever state they're in. Like, okay, well, this is them. And right now they're a goofball. Great, because we can have a great goofy time together, you know, because in 20 years, they might be a lot more mature and a lot more, you know, serious, and they might not be a goofball, you know, like, enjoy it while it lasts, like, enjoy the moments. Not everything has to be so serious. Right. Not everything has to be so serious. If you think about lilies, they're, I believe they're perennials. They come back every year. So it's like people are going to go through their time to bloom, and then they're going to go into these dormant phases where they're just kind of taking in everything and allowing things to move very slowly, and then they come back and they bloom out of it. You know, it's no different. Red is the color of trust and faith and feeling secure within yourself. Like, if you know your energy is in alignment and you know you would make aligned choices, allow someone who is not aligned to make misaligned choices so that they could figure it out, right? They need to be able to figure it out. It's great for you to be there as an ear and a guide, but don't necessarily take on the role consciously of their instructor, because you know and they don't, because it really, people are not receptive. Right? People are not receptive. They like being given free rein to make mistakes and figure it out on their own. They appreciate support more than they appreciate an instructor. That's just the truth. So, Spirit, give us some insight, please, into this manifesting balance. Give us some more insight, please, for secret code name Red Lily. Yeah, this is someone dealing with the resurrection of family issues. It could be the same for you if it's mirroring. We get the Tower in the reverse. This is about dodging bullets, not creating them. Okay, this is about soaring out of it. There's a white dove on the card. You might want to stick around for secret code name Dove Magic, which is coming up too after yours. The Judgment card here is about rising above it, flying above the darker energies or the lower energies, and being on point with yourself, right? Being on point with yourself, knowing your energy is in alignment, and so long as your energy is in alignment and can stay in alignment, your energy is going to ripple to everybody close to you, and they will come into alignment, right, with themselves. They will rise to meet you. It's about dodging bullets. It's not about creating tower moments. This isn't about pushing people to grow, because you can't do that. You can't force a flower to grow any faster than it does naturally. The Daughter of Wands is about reinventing the self, right? This is about going through the transmutation, the shedding of the old skin, and becoming something new. It'll start a new foundation with the Ace of Pentacles on bottom. It'll start a fresh start. And I think with this Mother of Wands energy coming from the Daughter of Wands energy, it's going to be something that you mature into and protect with your life. It's almost like knowing that their soul is in your care, kind of like a mother would have a child in their care. Their soul is in your care. So if you care about their soul, just like we care about our children, we have to, as parents, let our children grow into themselves and let them find themselves in the world. It's no different with whoever you're dealing with, right? They are a soul in your care, and they have to be allowed to figure themselves out, make mistakes, learn how to correct them, problem solve, ask for help. Like, they need to be able to figure this stuff out. Whenever we as parents tend, push our children to be a certain way, all we get is rebellion, right? We just get rebellion. We get resentment. It's avoidable, right? It's avoidable. The resentment is avoidable. I feel like this person just needs a little room to breathe. And likewise, you could take this reading from the other perspective, where you are the one that needs to flow. You are the one that needs to figure out things on your own, and kind of trust that whoever is teaching you, or constantly telling you to do things a certain way, or they're constantly in your head, you know what I mean? It's almost like, okay, they love you. That's why they're instructing you. That's why they're telling you what you should or shouldn't do. But you're still a person, you're still a soul, and you still need to figure this shit out. So it's like, listen, I love you and I respect you for loving me, and wanting to help me. But, if I make a mistake, like, just know that's on me, and I'll handle it. If I need advice on how to handle it, I'll come to you. Like, I trust you. I need room to breathe, right? It can go the complete other way, mirror flip, because if you're dealing with this with someone else, and you feel like you're their teacher, then you probably also had someone in your life who was constantly there being your teacher instead of your confidant, your support system, right? Especially with the Judgment card, because it is a resurrection of family issues. So who was it in your life, or is it in your life, that was constantly telling you how to grow, when to grow, and how fast to do it? Because that's what you're reflecting out to someone else. And they need room to be and room to breathe, just like you did or do. So I hope that helps. You can avoid the tower moment by just accepting that people will learn and figure it out in their own time. And they always do. They always will. They always will. Spirit is the best teacher. We like to think that we are the best teacher, but Spirit is the best teacher. Let Spirit do what it does best, right? You don't have to take that on. You could just simply enjoy them and enjoy watching their healing and their maturity and their awareness unfold, right? Just getting to observe the differences in them as they grow when you take your hands off the wheel and let them drive, right? And let them drive and see where it takes you. So I hope that helps. All right. Secret code name. Vicious. Secret code name. Vicious. I was surprised when I got this code name, because I literally heard the word in my head clear as day. I just heard it. So we'll see. Secret code name Vicious, please, Spirit. What is the theme, the guidance, or the focus for this secret code name? Secret code name Vicious, and those who are drawn to it or resonated to it. What is the focus for them for this new moon in Libra? Manifesting balance. hope, friendship, and nature. Now, y'all know me. I believe hope is a bullshit word. Beautiful name, bullshit word. To me, you either have faith or you don't, right? Because to me, hoping is like having your fingers crossed and you're hoping. You understand that there is a potential for failure or loss, right? When you hope, it's an understood potential to fail, potential for ruin. Faith, on the other hand, is when you know, like you know, like you know, and no matter what happens, you hold faith that it will not fail, right? There is no implied potential for failure when you have faith. So with the hope card coming out, stay positive, the worst is behind you, look up to the light. I think what it's really asking you is to have faith. Have faith. Like, you don't actually need to hope. You can stay positive and you can look towards the light and you can believe truly that the worst is past. It's behind you. Friendship, it says seek out your soul family, surround yourself with positive people, and spend more time socializing. This is about getting yourself around different energy, positive energy, more uplifting energy, things and people that vibrate with you more, right? This is something like, and I'm just going to throw things out there, like you might consider going out to a new place, you might consider going into a new group, you might consider reaching out to just different people in general, you might want to take up a free something, you know, whether it's a craft, like a group that crafts, or even a library group, like whatever it is, something that's free. Like, I'm not feeling like it's supposed to cost you money, but I'm feeling like wherever you find yourself, it's about putting yourself around different energy, right? Reconnect with a friend you haven't spoken to in a while, that you got along with really well, that maybe it's just been too long. Maybe see what they're up to and see if you can meet them over their place and make the effort to go to them instead of them come to you. You know what I mean? And kind of put yourself in a position where you are in a different environment around different energy and different people. And do that more often for the time being. Nature, it says ground yourself, find a sanctuary in nature, connect with the elementals. You might be able to find and meet people at a public park, like just a public park, watching children play, being around that energy, right? You don't have to go and be the weirdo stranger talking to someone else's kids. You know what I mean? But you can go to the park, you can bring a nice book, and you can be around different energy. Watching the children play is uplifting. Watching them run around and the innocence of them is uplifting, right? Be around soul family. Surround yourself with positive people. Spend more time around that energy. Get out in nature a little bit more, you know, and not just people, but even animals. Like, volunteer at a vet. Volunteer at an animal shelter. Something like that, you know what I mean? Like, to where you're in a completely different environment with completely different people doing completely different energy things that just feel good. Volunteer once a week. Like, I know, like, PetSmart has the little adopt center for different animals. They're always looking to have people sign up for an hour just to be there and watch the animals, to be present for the animals, so that people that come to adopt actually can, because they have someone there who can help them. You know what I mean? It's something you just do for an hour and you can meet all kinds of people. I know because I've done it. So, you know, like, put yourself in a position where you can do something that allots your time to something really good, right? So, Spirit, give us some more insight, please. Secret code name Vicious. Yeah, see where the new energy, the new alignment, and the people take you. See where it takes you. We've got the Four of Coins and the Hierophant in the reverse. This is about feeling bound or stuck and needing to truly unstick yourself, where you become your best teacher, where you start to in the sense that when you become your own best teacher, you realize that you're a student of life, right? Going out and learning something. Then we have the Eight of Wands, inspiration with the Fool. This is Spirit coming through for you, giving you a divine message to take a leap of faith and spread your wings in order to see a higher perspective about how you protect or shield yourself, right? When you limit yourself or say, I can't, or I'm stuck, or feel stuck, you have to understand you are the one that's sticking yourself. This is about how you learning how you protect yourself from being hurt. And it might be self-isolation. Like, you might not have time for other people. You might not have time for those friends that you lost connection with that were always good to you. You might not have time to volunteer an hour once a week at PetSmart. Why? And it's your way of protecting yourself from other people being close to you. This is about remembering joy, that you're a necessary part of the equation, that you can make heart over head decisions that feel good, and sever ties with the worms, right? If you look at this card, the worms or worm energy people. I don't know if you caught the live that I did on the star. If you haven't, then I suggest watching it. I did a whole live about the star card, and I was talking about people who are worms. And if you think about the worms, you know, in that song, because there's no such thing as coincidences, like the worms crawl in, the worms crawl out, you know, it's in your head. The worms are in your head, and they'll take whatever they can and they'll turn it into mush. You know what I mean? Like, they feed off the remnants of what's dead in you. You know what I mean? Earth worm people are low vibratory people that feed off of what's left of you and get inside your head. You know, they have your ear, they're in your ear, and they get inside your head. And it's about getting away from that. It's about cutting that energy off by introducing yourself into new energy. And that's when you start to receive, right? We have the Empress card under that. So I hope this helps. I hope this helps, because Spirit's definitely asking you to get out and be around new energy and new people, to open yourself up to new people and not be afraid, right? Being overprotective of the self, but to be very open and kind of release control a little bit, take a leap of faith on something completely new, because Spirit's going to help you see how much more life experience can be for you, right? It could be much more beautiful. So I do hope that that helps get you in the right direction, because that realignment of energy, that realignment of environment will help you manifest balance, right? It will help you get into inner union with yourself so that that can reflect in your outer experience. It'll help keep you aligned. Yeah, get out and do different things. Like, your time is your own. You're not obligated to anybody but yourself and what you want to do, no matter what. It's okay if someone else had plans with you, you know, like, or had expectations on you. You can just set different expectations for yourself. If you need to set the expectation that 1 hour a week you're going to go volunteer and help take care of animals at a vet, then do that, you know. See what you can do. Volunteer at a nursing home, you know what I mean? But get out for at least an hour a week. Yeah. You're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah, it's time to get out of hermit mode. Okay. Secret code name, Dove Magic. Secret code name, Dove Magic. And those who would resonate to it and be drawn to it. Spirit, what is the theme or focus for them for this new moon in Libra, helping them manifest balance? What is the theme or focus? Thank y'all for being here, by the way. I love you. Ooh, here we go. Delight and polarity. Count your blessings and enjoy life. Take pleasure in the simple things. Always expect the best. Integrate your shadow side. There can be no light without dark. Understand the law of polarity. Secret code name Dove Magic. There can be no light without dark. And it's interesting because I was just having a conversation the other day with someone who went through a really harsh experience, right? Over a period of time. It was a very harsh experience to witness with a person in their reality. And after all was said and done, they came out of it with a greater appreciation for someone else, right? Someone else who had been a solid and consistent light in their life, who they originally deemed as someone who was awful. And then because the person themselves was not awful, the universe gave them someone who truly was awful to witness and experience in order to help them find the light in seeing the light in the original person they deemed awful, right? It's kind of the same thing. Like, there's no light without dark. You can't appreciate the light unless you've actually witnessed the dark. That goes for other people, and that goes with the self. You can't actually appreciate all that you are capable of creating unless at one point in your life you felt completely lost and hopeless. Because if you never felt lost and hopeless, you would have never gone through that terrible experience that pushed you into seeing just what you're capable of. That you would never find yourself in a helpless or hopeless place again, right? When we misjudge good people, when we define negatively people who are unworthy of a negative definition, we go through experiences that are dark and shadowy to give us the contrast. Like, okay, well, I thought this person was rough, like, but they're not rough at all. Like, they might be different and see things different and do things different, but they're not a nasty person like I assumed or wrote them off as, right? Because now I actually have something that I've witnessed that shows me what really is those things, right? Count your blessings. Take pleasure in the simple things. And always expect the best. Like, no matter what we go through, we go through it for a reason. We go through it for a reason. That shit happens in relationships, for example, all the time. Sometimes we are with a really good person, a really good partner, who, being in our own shadow, we don't see them for the beauty that they are, and we deem them difficult, or we leave them because they're not this enough or they're not that enough for our demanding shadow self, and we leave them and make them feel like shit, and then meet somebody else who we think is fucking awesome just for them to be the biggest fucking mistake ever, to where you're wishing you stayed with the person before because they didn't treat you like this, and they might have been like that, but they definitely didn't treat you this way or that way. You know what I mean? At least they considered you in this regard where this other person didn't, you know? And it's learning how to fully appreciate certain things because you had a stark contrast, right? Remembering the law of polarity that helps you see. Integrate your shadow side. Understand how your shadow defines things in a way that is not real. Understand how your shadow defines things in a way that is not real. It's like what you fear appears. If you're afraid someone is something, you're going to treat them a certain way to the point that they turn into the something that you're afraid of, even if they were never like that, right? You were afraid that they would become something, and so you treated them a certain way, or pushed them away, or kept them at a distance, or whatever the case may be. Only to realize that maybe if you had treated them differently, it would have never worked out like that, right? It would have never ended like that. It's understanding how your own shadow works to teach you, so that you can learn the lesson with understanding and recognition before having to be taught the hard way. Understanding that triggers are just triggers, and they're not real. They're not real in the sense that you're being hurt by them. They're real in the sense that there's a lesson there about the self, right? What insight can you give me, please, Spirit? This is about bringing peace to the soul. It's about incorporating what is essentially Christ consciousness, having compassion and mercy for the self and others. Finding your own inner strength and your own inner power to see beyond your shadow. Your shadow is always there. Like, you can't separate from your shadow. You're not Peter Pan. You know what I mean? Your shadow is always there. It's always right behind you unless you're facing it. If you're looking directly at the light, your shadow is always behind you. But if you're focusing and looking at your shadow, it's because you're not paying attention to the light. You're not focused on the light. Think about that. If you are focused on your shadow, you are not focused on the light. But if you are focused on the light, your shadow is a non-issue. It's behind you. Think about that. Insight, Spirit. For secret code name Dove Magic. What does this manifesting balance look like? Three of Cups, Daughter of Swords, and the Magician. The World on the bottom. And the Moon on top. Yeah, this is about dealing with your shadow in the dark night. Coming to a completion and regaining balance, justice over something that was completely fucking ruined with someone who you deemed as non-committal. That they were unable to consider you. In the divine mirror of things, if you were with someone that you cared about that wasn't quote unquote considering you from your perspective, it's because there's a part of you inside your own divine mirror that is not considering the self. Not considering the self. Right? That you would potentially label someone as non-committal or not interested or not serious or not whatever with you, considerate of you, that they only care about themselves. It's like, yeah, but the divine mirror would say then you only care about yourselves and you're not committing to growing with this person. You're not committed to growing for this person, right? Because it's not this person that is the problem. It's the way you're looking at them, right? The best thing you could do, especially with this Three of Cups and the Daughter of Swords, this is about reaching out and communicating in a very simple, short way that you've learned a lot. And that maybe you're sorry for the way that you treated them or the demands or expectations that you put on them. Because in hindsight, they were ridiculous. You were ridiculous in hindsight, right? What you expected or the way you treated them or talked to them or defined them, labeled them in your head was ridiculous. You know, you were in a state of shadow at the time, didn't appreciate them at the time, weren't seeing the beauty of them at the time or the joy or balance that they were giving you at the time. This is about recognizing that your shadow was in place and playing on the field, and you had to remove it. That works magic for you. With the Magician here, that works magic for you. That's what all 4 elements are about: the sword, the pentacle, the chalice, or the cup, and the wands. You know, this is about the truth. This is about the reality of things. This is about your spirit being in it from a place of love, right? That you would be able to overflow if you recognize in hindsight that maybe you mistreated someone or put too high of expectations on someone that were unattainable, right? That the expectations were unattainable or unrealistic, because that person would have had to bend or break to your shadow's will in order to, quote unquote, please the unpleasable, because the shadow can never be pleased, right? It's never good enough. You were putting someone in a position where they were in an impossible situation with you, to where maybe they had to have that King of Fire type energy, you know what I mean? Where you would assume they were non-committal or not caring, or they're a fucking asshole, or they're selfish, when really that was your energy. At the time, in hindsight, maybe you were being an asshole, and maybe you were being selfish, putting all of these expectations on them, having them bend and mold to fit you, and not being allowed to be themselves when they were just being the best them that they could be, because that's all they could be, right? They weren't feeding into your shadow. Why? Because their soul loves yours. They weren't feeding into your shadow. They were letting you learn. They were letting you learn. So I hope that helps, because this insight, count your blessings, especially with this person, whoever this past person was, because I do feel like you know exactly who I'm talking about. Or you at the very least have a really good idea. I went through a process very similar to this a few years ago, where I knew that I had hurt my ex, and he was a good man. Like, there wasn't a bad bone in his body, but as far as the relationship went, when it fell apart, he was very much to blame. You know, he couldn't possibly be enough. I was unhappy with myself, and when we split, he was under the impression that it was all his fault. And in hindsight, after going through my own nightmare with the person that I was involved with him afterwards, I was able to reach out to him and say, listen, like, I know there's no actual future for us, but I need you to know that it wasn't your fault. You know, that the relationship ended not because it was your fault, but because it was mine. You know, I did put crazy expectations on him, and I expected him to fill shoes that were unfillable, and that I didn't want him to feel like he wasn't good enough, because he was. You know, I didn't want to leave the memory of me with him on him if my pain was continuing to hurt him, right? Because I projected a lot of pain at him, and he didn't deserve it. So I did end up reaching out to him and reconciling the wound and taking that fault off of him, and he was greatly appreciative and ended up in a very healthy relationship with someone else, and he's very happy now, you know what I mean? And if he couldn't trust himself moving forward into a relationship, maybe it wouldn't have worked out that way. Like, me being able to step up and step forward and saying, hey, like, you are a good person, you are worth being in a good relationship with someone who loves you. Like, I do hope you keep your heart open for the right person, because you deserve it, you know what I mean? That everything kind of transpired for him almost immediately after that was a blessing to watch. It was a blessing to watch, you know? And that was my personal experience with energies like this. I know I wasn't meant to be with that person, because they're not my flame. I know who my flame is. I'm with my flame and I'm very happy now, you know? But if this person is your flame, then it's all the more reason to put forth that recognition, right? It'll help you mend things. It takes the damage off, because we can ripple our hurt and we can ripple our healing too. And if we can go back to people that we had hurt in the past and ripple our healing to them instead, I'm sorry, that's beautiful fucking karma. The universe loves that. So I do hope that helps. That is secret code name Dove Magic. Okay. Secret code name Magnolia. Secret code name Magnolia. And those who would be drawn to it. Spirit, please. What is the guidance or focus for secret code name Magnolia for this new moon in Libra, helping them manifest balance? Secret code name Magnolia. I feel like there's more. Delight. All right. Pause before you take action. Trust that divine timing is at work and be patient and play while you wait. Count your blessings and enjoy life. Take pleasure in the simple things and always expect the best. Okay. You might be dealing with the unfolding of things at the moment. This is a reminder to take pause when you feel the need to instantly react. Know that divine timing is at work. There are certain alignments and certain things moving in your favor. I definitely feel like it's with other people learning or other players that are involved, like outside players that are not in alignment that kind of need to be removed or vibe out. Be patient while spirit works its magic. Because sometimes we deal with, it's like a D&D, you know, like NPCs, non-player characters. It's almost like you're dealing with your own party, right? You've got your own people that are in alignment with you, dealing with certain NPCs that are just karmics in the experience, and their role is going to be what it is for a time, and then they're gone. You know, they're not going to be an active player in the game forever. It's just a matter of when they choose their exit, and how the universe does it. Sherry, you could PM me. For sure. Yeah. This is knowing that you have a lot of things to be grateful for. Taking pleasure in the simple things, like the fact that you get some time to relax, or the fact that you get to go out and be in your garden, or the fact that you could sit and relax and soak and take a tub bath and light your candles, and you could take that moment for yourself. You know, the moments where you're sitting on the couch cuddled up with somebody and watching your favorite shows, and life is simple. You know, the moment is simple, it's peaceful, it's enjoyable, it's calm. You know, it's about really taking in the gratitude for little things, like enjoying a cup of tea that you're able to make yourself a cup of tea. Things like that. Hell, being grateful that you could dye your hair a different color, you know what I mean? And look in the mirror and see something very super fresh and feel good about it. It's the simple things, right? Being able to take pleasure and joy in the simple things. Knowing that everything that needs to work itself out will absolutely work itself out. Just be patient. Spirit, people that are not in alignment with you and the people that are important to you moving forward, Spirit will handle it. Spirit will handle it. Like, it will remove them some which way, shape, or form, and or heal them so that they are no longer the same person. It's like D&D where the character switches alignment. Maybe they used to be chaotic evil and now they're chaotic good. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they were lawful good, whatever. Maybe they've taken a vow to goodness, you know, so, and change their ways. The universe will shift and change, remove whatever it has to in order to stay in alignment with your highest good. It's just a matter of giving Spirit the time to do that, right? And the experience is required to do that. Ace of Swords. I love Dungeons and Dragons, by the way. I still play. I play. Yeah, the truth sets you free. Keeping the truth in mind sets you free. It helps you take each step forward. You and others. With the Son of Pentacles here, it's a slow and steady process. Just be aware, you know, take each step one step at a time. Take that pause, right? The Son of Pentacles is about taking that moment of pause before proceeding. It's proceeding with caution, right? It is not about instantly reacting like a Knight of Wands. It's a Knight of Coin, you know, it's a Knight of Earth element. It is very, let me check and see what the possible outcomes are around the corner. Should I choose this path? You know what I mean? Which path do I want to take? Which direction do I want to take? How do I want to handle it, right? Taking a moment to think about things and observe things before choosing a step. It'll help you understand your own internal conflicts. Especially if there is an impatience pinging at you. Like, if you feel impatient or frustrated with the NPCs, the other karmic people in the reality, if you feel frustrated with them, remember Spirit knows what it's doing. It's like, Spirit, I don't know why I'm witnessing them. I know you know that I don't fucking feel like it. So I'm just going to trust that you know what the fuck you're doing, and they will disappear when the time is right, right? Or they will shift when the time is right. And they will be a non-issue. Right. It's developing faith and trust. One step at a time. One step at a time. If it's not your fight, it's not your fight. It's Spirit's fight. Spirit's fighting it for you. It's fine. Spirit always wins. If Spirit is fighting your fight for you, know and believe Spirit will always win. So I hope that helps. I hope that helps. All right. That was secret code name Magnolia. You might also want to look up Magnolia as a spirit medicine, or like a magical element, right? With a magical with a K. Like Google it to see what the actual spiritual metaphor is for Magnolia, that would pop up, what its attributes are. Okay. Magnolias always bloom first thing in the spring with dogwoods and stuff like that. They always bloom around the same time. Okay. Secret code name Manatee. You're welcome. I love you. All right. Secret code name Manatee. Really, what great spirit medicine. Manatee is like the teddy bear of the sea. Manatee is like the teddy bear of the sea. They love warm, shallow waters where they could feel the sun through the water, which is also why they tend to have a lot of scars on their back from boats and things like that, propellers, because they like to float up near the surface. So here we go. What is the guidance or focus for secret code name Manatee and those who would be drawn to it, who would resonate to it? With this new moon in Libra, helping them manifest balance. What is the guidance or focus for secret code name Manatee? Magic. Make a wish. Believe in miracles. Magic surrounds you. I also did a reading. It was one of my last secret code name readings. It might have been the last moon event that I did secret code names for, where there was gold horn unicorn. You might want to look up that message because that just totally pinged me with this card. Golden horn unicorn. But this guidance is magic. It's about believing in miracles and making wishes. Like, it's when you know you have a vision here, a beautiful vision here of what you want, a soul wish, right? It's about saying, Spirit, I don't know how you're going to do it, but I trust you. Because I have this vision and it's beautiful and I don't know how we're going to get there, but I trust you. That's believing in miracles and making a wish to the universe. Spirit, I don't know how you're going to do it, but I trust you. Because there's no way you can not picture that. You know what I mean? And it's a beautiful vision that you might not see how it's possible to get there, right? It's like we talk about, or have spoken about that analogy, right? That was in The Secret about you can drive from Jersey to California just seeing the next 10 feet in front of you with your headlights. Like, you don't have to see the entire path. You just need to see the next 10 feet. It's kind of like that. Like, you don't know the whole way to get from point A to point B, from where you are now to the beautiful vision in your mind being the reality. You don't know how to get from the reality to the ideal vision. But if you just focus on the next 10 feet, you'll get there. It's like, Spirit, I don't know how you're going to do it, but I trust you, right? But I trust you. Make a wish, believe in miracles, magic surrounds you. So, Spirit, what is the insight, please, for secret code name Manatee? How is this manifesting balance unfolding? Got the 6 of Swords, the 5 of Wands, you know what? It's interesting because I saw this card in Somewhere Over the Rainbow popped into my head, and it reminded me of The Wizard of Oz. And if you think about it, like, Annie M was probably wishing somewhere in her head that Dorothy would just appreciate her life, right? And just love her family and everything else. It's almost like Annie M made a wish and she didn't know how Spirit was going to do it. But Spirit went and sucked Dorothy up into this tornado in her, what was essentially a dream, right? But very real to her, sucked her up into this tornado, and she woke up with this great appreciation for being home, you know, stopped the idea of running away. It's almost like Annie M had put out a wish to the universe and answered it, right? Universe answered it. So understand, you have a need to move forward in an internal conflict with the self. We have the Chariot with the 2 of Cups, the Son of Pentacles, Judgment, the Mother of Pentacles, Strength, and the 7 of Swords. The Chariot is a Cancer-ruled card. Cancer rules the 4th house, which is the the house of home and associated with the mother. We have the Mother of Pentacles here, and we're talking about Annie M, right? The Judgment card is always the resurrection of a family issue. We've got the Sun and the Mother on either side of it. And in the Mother card, you see that the mother deer is with the baby, little baby deer right there. And then we have the Sun on the other side of this Judgment card, right? So especially if you have children, and are maybe not seeing eye to eye with them. It could be a mother and son dynamic, or an older feminine with a younger masculine. Doesn't have to be man and woman, right? Or mother and son. It could be a feminine or receptive, nurturing, intuitive energy who is more mature, dealing with a very young mind, a very young masculine, or someone who hasn't matured yet, who is having a hard time making their own decisions and trusting themselves. And you might have been that way as a child, like maybe you had a really hard time making your own decisions and trusting yourself. And so now you're witnessing that in someone else. And you're conflicted on knowing what to do or how to go about it. Particularly if the Son of Pentacles is connected to a soulmate energy that you're not necessarily keen on. Because I'm being drawn to the fact that this particular Chariot card has the dark crescent moon, which is a symbol of Lilith. Lilith represents in astrology the abandonment of the self. That they might be going down a road, right? Especially if you're looking at this person like they're going down a road that you wish they wouldn't. Kind of like Dorothy was going down the road, right? Ran into the gypsies or whatever. I feel like whoever this is going to help them see. It's going to help them see what you see. Seems to be a common thread, letting people make their own decisions. Because at the end of the day, and this is the reality of it, like your heart's real strong, right? We have this Strength card here with the lion and the sun on it. Mind you, there's two different suns here. One is very light and full of color, and one is radiating dark or shadow, right? It's almost with the Seven of Swords, like you don't believe your love is strong enough to save them from whoever or whatever they're dealing with. Because it doesn't necessarily have to be a person, it can be an experience that you know is not right for them. But it's almost like knowing they're not going to get very far. Knowing if they should take that road, they're not going to get very far. The more that we tell people not to do something, it's almost like the more stubborn they get in proving that you were right. It's almost like, you know what? I trust you. Instead of saying, I don't trust you, do this, I don't trust you, avoid this person. Like, why are you trusting this person? I don't trust you, right, to make the right decision. So I'm going to tell you because I love you. It's almost like, listen, you know how I feel about it, but I trust you. You know, for whatever reason, something's off or something's wrong, or you don't feel like this person is treating you right. Like, I trust you enough to walk away. You know that I'm here and I love you and I support you, like, no matter what you choose. I just want you to be happy. right? I just want you to be happy. So if you find yourself in a position where you're not happy, I hope that you trust yourself enough to leave, because, you know, you deserve to be happy, right? You deserve to be happy. When you're having more unhappy moments than happy ones, then I trust that you're smart enough to walk away, right? And giving someone the freedom to move, because I think in the long run, they're going to end up seeing exactly what you see. And it's going to feel as for them like they've been gone forever, when really it's almost like picking up just where you left off with them. Like, let them go and make their quote unquote mistake. And I put mistake in quotes because it's never a mistake. Spirit doesn't make mistakes. It's a lesson being learned. That's the magic. Just like you maybe needed to learn on your own, right? And make your own mistakes. I think that that's what's coming up for you. It's almost like, and if you think about the secret code name Manatee, like how I said they like warm water and they like the way the light feels, but it also gets them cut. You know, it's about, if they just went a little deeper, they wouldn't have been scarred, right? Or hurt by the boats, the propellers of the boat. It's needing to let yourself go a little bit deeper. Let yourself understand your subconscious a little bit more. You know, I know that it always feels wonderful to be around people that we love and see them thrive and see them happy, and we never want them to make mistakes because we're happier when they're happy. But mistakes are a part of life. It's a part of the learning. It's a part of living. This person that you're dealing with or witnessing is learning where their comfort levels are. Because I feel like whatever this is, it's going to be very, very surface. They're going to go deep within themselves, but not necessarily with the relationship. They're going to be deep, figuring out their dark spaces. And by the time it's all said and done, they're gonna transform into someone who's more nurturing and understanding of the wounding that they have, that you also have. Take that as it resonates, because it could definitely be you being the Son of Pentacles and someone else being the Mother of Pentacles, right, as a mirror, that you already have had that experience with someone. It'll help you understand. I think if you know who your Mother of Pentacles is in this, as you being in the Son of Pentacles position, I think if you can reconcile with your Mother of Pentacles figure, no matter who they are, I think that will start to mirror in your reality with the Son of Pentacles, with you as the Mother of Pentacles, right? Because everything is a mirror. You heal it within yourself and it heals within your kin, right? What you heal within yourself heals in your whole bloodline. So you go through the healing and your children will too. I hope that helps, right? I hope that helps. I hope that makes sense for you. It's definitely about moving out of the tumultuous mind and moving into a more peaceful state of mind. You might want to start your own reconciliation via understanding. Prompt your own healing with someone else who was once the Mother of Pentacles to you when you were the Son of Pentacles. Okay. That was secret code name Manatee. All right. Secret code name Pogo. Secret code name Pogo. You might want to Google Pogo. I don't know what Pogo is. I mean, the closest thing I got to Pogo is Pogo stick. I just heard Pogo. saw it in big cap locks, P-O-G-O. So I'm not sure exactly what Pogo is. Spirit gave me Pogo, so hopefully it makes sense to you. Maybe if you Google Pogo, something will stand out to you. I don't know. Something will. So, for secret code name Pogo, and those who are drawn to this message or resonated to it. For this new moon in Libra, helping them manifest balance, Spirit, what is the guidance or focus card for them? Helping them manifest this balance with this new moon in Libra. What is the guidance card? What is the focus? For secret code Pogo. Goddess. Goddess. And flow. And passion. Well, well, well. It says, honor your divine feminine energy. See your inner beauty and love every part of you. Find an easier path forward. Surrender the outcome and release your expectation. Do what excites you. Get fired up about your life and increase your energy levels. Well, look at these cards. Crown to heart to sacral chakra. You are the unicorn. You are the unicorn is the big energy I'm getting off of that. Spirit, whatever you would have me do, whatever you would have me say, wherever you would have me go, if it's in the highest good of all, so be it. Let that be your mantra. Like, write that on your left wrist to receive, right? Whatever you would have me say, whatever you would have me do, wherever you would have me go, if it's in the highest good of all, so be it. Write it as your reminder. Because by the time it washes off or wears off, that will have been completely received. That's an awesome little tool that you can use. Anytime you want to receive some kind of energy, you can put it and write it on your right wrist because it's your receiving end. And by the time it washes off or wears off all on its own, you can expect that download of energy is complete. I would definitely put that out there into the universe. Whatever you would have me do, whatever you would have me say, wherever you would have me go, if it's in the highest good of all, so be it. Let your divine feminine goddess energy do the receiving. It'll help you flow, right? Surrendering the outcome, and it'll ignite a fire in you. It will get you reignited, right? Passion for what you're creating. In life or your relationships or your environment, like if you haven't cleaned or organized in a while, or you need to clean and organize, put some awesome fucking music on that you can jam out to and clean. Put on some music that makes you want to fucking dance while you're doing the dishes or vacuuming or some shit. Clean your windows, right? Little things that are metaphorical, like cleaning the windows. If you have not cleaned your windows in forever, if ever, take some Windex and clean your windows so that when you look out the window, it's a crystal clear perception. Like eyes are the windows of the soul, right? If we think about things, and there's no coincidences, eyes are the windows of the soul. If you want to see clearly, clean your windows. You want to see yourself clearly, clean your mirror. Clean your mirror in the bathroom. Get all the little toothpaste smudges and fingerprint smudges off of it. Clean your mirror. The one you get dressed in and look in before you walk out the door. Clean it. Make it perfectly clean. Do some serious cleaning. Feel really good about the environment around you, because you're going to start feeling really good about yourself. Organize your closet. Get rid of things that have old energy, that you've just had them for too long and you're not even wearing them anymore. You're just sentimental. Like, but that's an old version of you. Let it go. Donate it. Someone else that'll love it and appreciate it. Bless it before you donate it, right? Thank it for the person that you were while you loved it. Love the memories of that self and all that that version of you went through, and leave it with the intention when you donate it that it'll fall into the hands of somebody who loves it just the same. It'll make things easier on you, energetically speaking. Feel really good about it. Give us some insight, Spirit, please. For secret code name Pogo. The Emperor. The Emperor. This is being a master of your mind and your choices and your ability to make decisions. It's also the light attributes of your moon sign eclipsing the shadow attributes of your sun sign. When your sun sign's shadow or negative attributes, right? Because every sign in the zodiac has positive and negatives. It's about using and utilizing the light attributes of your moon sign to eclipse the shadow of your sun sign's negative qualities or negative attributes. Like, for example, I'm a Sagittarius. One of the negative attributes of Sagittarius is quitting, running away and quitting, right? Not seeing something through. Whenever I feel the need to run away or quit or give up, the light of Cancer, which is my moon sign, says love it more, nurture it more. Instead of running from it, love it more. That's how my sun and moon interact and keep me in balance, right? So whatever your moon sign is, look to the light of your moon sign in order to eclipse the shadow of your sun sign. You will be able to override it. It'll get you back in a flow. It'll get you back in passion. Yeah, it'll start showing you the steps. It'll start showing you the steps out of feeling like you can't take anymore. You're on your last leg with something or someone. Six of Cups, especially if you're dealing with a sacred soulmate from past lives. A deep divine connection where the roots run deep. Because if you look at this, these two trees, it's almost like here's the Emperor card, but the roots are all in rainbow underneath. Like, you've got to understand the choices you're making from a place of light, that you would choose your light attributes over your shadows. The roots run deep. It benefits the entire tree, right? The entire soul family. Our choices can make or break things, and our choices can be aligned with the highest good. That's why I was saying, you know, whatever you would have me do, whatever you would have me say, wherever you would have me go, if it's in the highest good of all, so be it. Like, make choices that are in alignment with strong roots when it comes to your soul family. Let your light eclipse your shadow. Spirit's talking to you. It's going to be giving you all kinds of inspiration, epiphany, nudges, bright ideas. The Eight of Wands is about literally divine downloads. It's about receiving messages from Spirit. It's about the synchronicities. It's about the things that keep popping up, or the persistent thoughts, you know, that are all positively aligned. That's what the Eight of Wands is. It's that rainbow of lightning, right? We have this consistency with rainbows. This is this rainbow of lightning hitting and striking the wand being the self. You know, this is your spirit being divinely guided by your higher self. The one energy, the creator energy, to show you exactly what you can create when you are in alignment. It strengthens the foundation of your soul family, all of it. All of it. Yeah, the Empress is on the bottom. You will be able to receive more joy than you could imagine, right? More bliss and abundance than you can imagine with the Three of Cups on top. This is an overflow. I think you know you're due for an overflow. You've earned an overflow. You're deserving of it. The overflow of blessings. And so Spirit is asking you to truly tune into your highest self and allow it to guide you. Like, I'm a vehicle of the highest good of all. I'm a medium for the highest good of all to come into form. I'm the medium that Spirit Creator uses in order to manifest blessings here. It's being in a mindset like that, like I'm just a vehicle to create miracles for the highest that is. Whatever you would have me do, whatever you would have me say, wherever you would have me go, if it's in the highest good of all, so be it. Use me for the highest good. Allow me to create and ripple the highest alignment. That opens up a world of manifestation. And it ripples to everyone you love and soul. Spirit's going to be talking to you. It's going to be giving you all kinds of synchronicities and downloads. So keep your mind, eyes, and ears open. Seriously. I hope that helps. That was secret code name Pogo. Really, the timestamp for that was 1 hour, 33 minutes, and 33 seconds. Ascension. All right. Secret code name Candelabra. Secret code name Candelabra. All right, Spirit, for those who would be drawn or resonate to it, secret code name Candelabra. What is the guidance or focus for the new moon in Libra for them, helping them manifest balance? Secret code name Candelabra. And it's interesting because when I saw the candelabra, to be completely fair, it reminded me of a menorah. And I'm not Jewish or anything like that. I don't follow the Jewish faith. But it reminded me of a menorah. And it's almost like the ritual of the candle lighting, the sacredness of the days that are honored. And if you're not familiar with Rebecca Magic, I highly suggest looking her up. She has a YouTube channel and she's on Facebook. If you are interested in hearing more from her, which I wholeheartedly recommend, check out the Ascend Warriors group on Facebook. I do believe the link will be in the description of this video, because she is a pre-approved reader, someone who could post in the group. On Facebook, you can easily find her there. Her name is Rebecca Magic. She's based out of Sedona, Arizona. But that's what the secret code name kind of reminded me of. Guidance, we have awareness and we have polarity. It says, live in the moment, be conscious of your thoughts, and look for signs and guidance. Integrate your shadow side. There can be no light without dark. Understand the law of polarity. These are the two cards. That woman is a world of wisdom. Y'all have no idea. She has so much, so much. She's an Aquarius. Awareness and polarity. Be conscious of your thoughts. This kind of pings on one of the other readings that we were just doing, right? That also got the polarity card. Being conscious of your thoughts. When you're triggered from an experience, whether it's with a person or circumstances in general, when you're triggered, it's only to serve you as a mirror for the self. So let's take something really generic, like maybe you're triggered as fuck over politics. What about politics that triggers you would you be complaining about or be upset about, right? As an example. Well, if you think they're incompetent, or you think that they're a bunch of bogus, or you think that they're divisive or whatever, then the mirror, being consciously aware of your own thoughts to look for the signs and guidance, would ask you how you are being incompetent when it comes to your highest good, right? How are you being divisive with yourself and your highest self? Yourself and your highest self, how are you being divisive, right? By feeding into the trigger and not looking at it as a sign or mirror, right? Being able to live in the moment and understand what it is that you're picking up on, so that you can acknowledge your shadow, integrate it into your light so that it becomes your light and it's no longer your shadow, right? It's not the focus anymore. Instead of focusing on the trigger or focusing on the shadow, you're looking for the light in it instead. You're looking for the awareness of it instead. You're looking for the understanding of it, why it's in your face, why it's in your reality instead, right? Understand the law of polarity. There can be no light without dark. There can be no light without dark. Yeah, 555 is a big shift number. It's 5 plus 5 plus 5, which is 15. It breaks down to a 6, but 5 in and of itself is a number of momentum and change to the vibration of 15, breaking down to the 6, which is a vibration of unconditional love, right? Equal giving and receiving with the divine. This is a big shift towards unconditional loving energy, right? This is a lot of momentum when you become fully aware of the self and how spirit is loving you by using your own feelings as keys, right? It's using your feelings as a tool, as a key for you to unlock doors and understanding the self better, so that you're not separate from your higher self, so that you're not going down a road and you don't know what's coming, right? Or what's going to happen and worry about it. It's about not giving a fuck what's coming or not, because you already know you're good no matter what shows up. It's getting to a point where the triggers aren't even triggers anymore, where the upset isn't even upset anymore, because as soon as it hits you, you're like, okay, I'm aware that I have to learn something. Where am I being divisive between me and myself? Where am I being, incompetent? Where am I falling short? Where could I do so much good and I'm doing less than good? Right? Understanding whatever your trigger is. If someone is completely arrogant and you would be like, God, that person's so fucking arrogant, I can't stand them. How are you arrogant then, that you would think that you have all the answers and that spirit isn't there having all the answers? All the answers that you don't have, right? Every time we describe something else, it is on some level of reflection of ourself. Unless, and I'll say this, you are truly guided to express it to someone, almost to where it feels like you aren't even the one saying it, or you aren't even the one typing it out or writing it out. Sometimes if you let spirit use you as a medium to express things in the healing process, because you trust yourself and you know the love is there, and these things need to be said, and it's not disturbing you and your peace to say them, you're not riled up. Someone might be perceiving it that way, but you know you're not. That is the only time that you are exempt from that mirror, because you know you're not the one saying it or writing it. It is some other energy greater than yourself coming through you. It's not your mirror. It's a mirror being shown specifically to that person from spirit through you, okay? That would be my only exception, because I've definitely been in positions where that was absolutely the case where I didn't even feel like I was the one typing. I knew I was the one typing. It didn't resonate with me, but it was just coming through me and flowing through me because it needed to be said, and I'm a vehicle for spirit, right? I've set that intention with myself. So be aware, right, of what is triggering for you and what is coming through you without triggers, right? Where your peace is not being disturbed. If your peace is disturbed in any which way, shape, or form, it's your own mirror. It's your own mirror. If you are at peace and your peace is not disturbed, trust that the peace is your mirror. And whatever is coming through you is just a vehicle for healing in order for others to find their peace, because healed people heal people. So if you're in a state of peace and your peace is truly not disturbed, then you are rippling peace. Even if it is not received that way initially, you are giving peace to someone else to find, whether they realize it or not, right? It's a little piece of magic from the universe. Give us some more insight, please, Spirit. For secret code name Candelabra, and those who would resonate or be drawn to it. Got the 4 of Swords and the 8 of Swords. That's exactly what the fuck I was just talking about. See, before I even continue shuffling, look at these 2 cards. You've got Christ consciousness here as the Lamb with the sun on the 3rd eye. It's knowing you're at peace. Knowing that whatever is coming out of you is going to serve the highest good. And that the swords can't actually fall on you because you are in an internal state of peace. Your mind is at rest. And you're helping someone else through the chrysalis stage. They feel like they're trapped in themselves and they can't get out and they're nothing but mush in there, when really they're turning into a butterfly. And they don't have to worry about all these swords cutting them. Just like this lamb here is not worried about the swords falling on them. It's not even worried. It's at peace. You're helping someone else learn and heal that whatever problems they think are their problems, they can literally fly right above and over it. They don't have to deal with the shit at all. That's what you're rippling. That's what you're rippling. Know when you're at peace with what you're saying, and that you yourself are not disturbed, even if the person on the receiving end of whatever you're saying is super fucking disturbed, right? Even if they're on the receiving end super fucking disturbed, if you are not disturbed by what you said, and you're at peace with it because it had to be said, so much so that you didn't even feel like it was coming out of you. It was just flowing from you. Wasn't coming from you, but flowing from you. It's the difference, right? It's not from you as you, but it's flowing from you from up there, elsewhere, whatever you want to call that outside higher energy, wherever it comes from. Yeah, temperance, emperor energy. You're alchemizing things. It's okay. It's like knowing that you're breaking a sweat over the fire. You know what I mean? You're trying to put out someone else's egoic damage. You're bringing them back into balance. That's what temperance is. It's alchemy. It's taking things that are seemingly worthless and bringing them together with such a catalytic way that it turns into something gold. Like, their bullshit pain is worthless. What you're saying and how you would be saying it, right, if it were to disturb you, is worthless. But if you put what needs to be said that's disturbing to them together with their bullshit and be the catalyst, right, be the fucking fire that sets it off, it can turn into gold. It can turn into gold. That's highest good choices right there. That is master manifester of your world and your reality right there. Emperor energy. That is being the foundation or the spine of your soul family, the structure, the support. That's you becoming the structure or support of your soul family. Like, we don't always want to say the harsh things, but damn if the harsh things don't need to be said, right? It's no hash off your back to say them for spirit, because spirit's voice, spirit only gets a voice if we allow ourselves to be it. Spirit only gets a voice if we allow ourselves to be it. Spirit can talk in signs, it can come across out in symbols and synchronicities, but voice is something spirit does not possess. It counts on us to be its voice, to listen and integrate so that we can be the voice of spirit, that mirror for someone else. I hope this message helps you and serves you. It's almost like a rite of passage. When you know that you've integrated within yourself enough and that you are a medium for the highest good to occur. Being pulled into that moment and accepting it. Be like, Spirit, I accept. It's a challenge that I accept to move through it and watch the alchemy take place. It's a rite of passage that spirit trusts you as its voice, knowing that you are not disturbed by what it has to say to whomever. It's a rite of passage. That was secret code name Candelabra. Really. All right. Secret code name Barn Doors. Secret code name Barn Doors. Here we go. Spirit, please, for secret code name Barn Doors and those who would resonate to it or be drawn to it, what is their guidance or focus for this new moon in Libra, helping them manifest balance? What is the guidance or focus for secret code name Barn Doors and those who would resonate or be drawn to it? What is the guidance or focus helping them manifest balance this new moon in Libra? Receive. Receive. Be open to receiving goodness. Believe you are worthy of abundance. A gift is coming to you soon. It's funny, I just heard Spirit say right now. A gift is coming to you. Receive. Be open to receiving goodness. Believe you are worthy of abundance. I'll explain it like this, right? Because we all talk about money as an energy, right? And it comes and it goes, it flows like every other energy. Knowing you are worthy of abundance is tied very closely to knowing your worth. I went through this process, right? I'll give you an example. I went through this process where at the very beginning of my journey, I was worried about money all the time. It wasn't enough. I had left my corporate job. I was, doing free readings all the time, free services all the time. And Spirit's like, yeah, but you know your worth, right? You know that you're worth it. So put a price on your services. You're worth it. And so I did. And all of a sudden, I wasn't busy. I wasn't working as much as I thought I was. I wasn't making enough money still, and I was still worried about money. And Spirit said, yeah, but don't go back and lower your prices. You don't actually feel good about that. Like, you're worth what you're worth. Know that when money is meant to come to you, people will book your services. They just will, right? And so I did. And I stopped worrying about money and just realized that when money was due to flow into my direction, that someone would book a reading. And I didn't have to worry about when or how often or put pressure on anybody, that it would just happen. I gave Spirit a method to allow me to receive that I felt good with. I just had to trust when it came in and how much. And if it wasn't coming in, did I really need it, right? Or was it coming in from other sources in other forms? Like if it wasn't coming in through my work, was it coming in through other people? You know, and the things that they were doing for me that were taking the cost out of me having to put it out to utilize it, right? It's almost like knowing what you're worth and being glad that you know your worth, that you would actually be able to put a monetary value on your service, what you do for others. Knowing that when you're meant to receive that money energy, it'll just come in. It doesn't mean that you have to charge for everything you do. I mean, I do all kinds of things that I don't charge people for. But when money energy is meant to come in, someone always ends up booking something. And it works out. Like, I don't think I've actually panicked about money in two years plus. In 2 years plus. Because I've given Spirit a way for me to receive that and just do what I love doing in the meantime. I love doing what I do. I gift services every once in a while. When I'm guided, I'll gift a service to someone. I'll let them join something, like one of my groups, at no cost to them, or I work with them. Because it's not about the money, it's about the good and the love, right? It's no different. Knowing your worth and that Spirit will always have your back when it comes to finances is a big deal. And you could say, well, if I have all my services for free, donations will just come in. Yeah, but is your worth zero? Is your worth zero? Like, sure, money will come in, but is your worth zero? Because that's the misalignment. That's the misalignment. Right? We can always do things like sales and have opportunities for people to get things that they wouldn't otherwise have. Like just the other day, like my Love Yourself group Facebook was fucking down. So I ended up saying, fuck it. Spirit guided me to go live on Facebook with the Love Yourself Twin Flames group message. Facebook was back up and running by the time I was done, but I told my group that I was going to start between 5 and 6, and I held my word. With or without Facebook. And people got to enjoy that reading at no cost. It was just something that Spirit did. Allow the universe to use your ability to define your own worth as a means of flow for you, right? Because as soon as you peg your worth and you know it and it feels right and you set it in stone with you, between you and you, and trust and know to do as you're guided whenever you're guided to do it in the meantime. Spirit's got your back because you do. You know your worth, and so does Spirit. And for all the good that you put out there, you'll receive all the good back, right? Receive. For all the good you put out there for yourself and others, you will receive back. Invest in yourself. Invest in yourself. Every once in a blue moon, not often, but every once in a blue moon, I'm guided to actually boost a post on my page. And I invest $5 in myself. People say, well, it's not a lot of money to invest in yourself. It's more than zero. I'm worth the investment. It's no different with whatever you're going through. You are worth the investment. You're worth the abundance. How do you reach more people? Invest in yourself. Invest the time, invest the money, invest whatever it is that you need to invest, the energy into yourself. You are worthy of the abundance. You are worthy of receiving. You might have been putting out a whole lot of love for a really long time. And Spirit just didn't have the means to gift it to you, to return it to you. It's almost like you've been putting credit in the universe's karma bank. And the universe has been wanting to help you cash out on it for a hot minute, you know, but it didn't have the means. But it didn't have the means. So give universe the means. Let you cash out on all the beautiful karma you've put out there, all the beautiful energy. So I hope that helps. Let's get some more insight, please. This is secret code name Barn Doors. Yeah, the Seven of Swords in the reverse with the Eight of Wands. Yeah, you gotta stop lying to yourself. Of course you're worthy. Of course you're worthy and deserving. What do you mean? Of course you're worthy and deserving. Especially if you've been conflicted with why certain things haven't been happening. Of course you're worthy of receiving. Spirit's been trying to bring you this epiphany for a while. It's not about focusing on the money energy. It's about just having the means to receive it open. And I'm stuck on this money energy thing because I keep looking at this sphere like a pearl, like a valuable gemstone. It's like she's holding something of value that's tangible. That's why I keep feeling like it's money related. And, you know, word abundance, it's abundance related. Gifts, these are tangible things that Spirit is talking about. Like, of course you're fucking worthy. It's just, do you recognize it, right? Enough to value yourself by putting value on yourself and allowing yourself to do what you do. Like, just because, you know, something is a set price. I mean, God knows there were times where I was working at Wawa and I was on the cash register and someone came in just for a coffee. And they come in all the time and they're giving me change for their coffee. And one day I was like, you know what? The coffee's on me. Don't even worry about it. Have a great day. And I took my own coins and I put them in the register and they were like, thank you so much. Like, just because someone says, no, this costs a certain amount of money doesn't mean it can't be free one day. Might not be free the next day. It might not be free next week. And it might not be free for the next person, but it was free for them in that moment because it just felt right. Who says just because you set a price on things doesn't mean that you can't gift things too? It's all love. It's all love. Emperor. Four of coins on bottom. Hanged man on top. Heart over head decisions. Trust, you got the shit under control. Spirit has the reality under control and you can make your highest aligned good choices. This Emperor card came up earlier and I reminded people, like, use the light attributes of your moon sign to eclipse the shadows of your sun sign. Every zodiac sign has positive and negative attributes. Whatever your sun sign is, it has its fucking shadows. Use the light attributes of your moon sign to override them. It will help you create a very stable foundation for the rest of the choices that you make in your life that help you manifest balance in your reality, balance within yourself. You are the shot caller. Emperor energy, you are the shot caller. The Emperor is the Emperor. He is the most high, the most worthy. There's the kings, and there is the Emperor. There is a reason why the Emperor rules over all of the king's kingdoms. The kings each control their own little individual kingdom, but the Emperor rules over all of them. You are in control of your mind. You are in control of your reality. You are in control of your feelings and how you feel. You are in control of your spirit and your spark. That's the Emperor. You're in control of your perspective. You're in control of your manifestations. You're in control of the love energy. You are in control of your own willpower. That's the Emperor. Don't worry about what's coming in or not coming in, that you see or don't see, in any regards, not just money, in any regard. Because the more you put out there from a place that's not worried or frustrated, Spirit just brings it back to you. You're never in an even equal energy exchange with anybody else in the world. The energy exchange, the only energy exchange going on is between you and Spirit. Everything you give, Spirit gives back. Everything you put out, Spirit puts back. Everything you invest in, Spirit invests back. You just have to allow Spirit the means to do it. The means for you to receive. It's not about anybody else. I hope that helps. I hope that helps. That was secret code name Barn Doors. All right. Secret code name Black Beauty. And I was totally shown the cover of the book, Black Beauty. I was shown the cover of the book. If you haven't read that book or haven't read it in a while, I would get a hold of a copy. I'm sure it is super fucking cheap online, used. Get yourself a copy of Black Beauty and read that book. True. Okay. Yes, secret code name Black Beauty. Get a hold of that book. This is your code name. Get a hold of that book. All right. Spirit, please, for secret code name Black Beauty and those who would resonate or be drawn to it. What is the guidance or focus for them for this new moon in Libra, helping them manifest balance? Celebration, expansion, and partnership. Well, well. Celebration, a positive outcome is assured. Celebrate your success and enjoy your achievement. Expansion, spread your wings and soar. Share your message and shine your light. Show the world what you're made of. In partnership, teamwork will give you a better result. Find trustworthy people to partner with and build up a talented support team. Hell, you might want to write a book. You might want to write a book. Team up with some publishers. A positive outcome is assured. What's interesting is on all three of these cards, the unicorns are in the sky. They're all in the sky. You have an angelic partner who is teaming up with you. You know, it's interesting talking about partnerships, right, with angels. I was thinking about it the other day. When children are really young and they hide their eyes and they can't see you, but you're still there, right? They can't see you and they believe that you're gone, but you're still there. It's a lesson we learn as kids, that just because we can't see someone doesn't mean they're not there. We learn it as kids. And we forget that as adults. When someone passes away, just because we can't see them doesn't mean they're not there. The veil is like the hands being put between us, but it doesn't mean they're not there. You have an angelic partner working with you. Positive outcome is assured. Celebrate your success. Enjoy your achievements. Spread your wings and soar. Share your message and shine your light. Show the world what you're made of. Teamwork is going to give you better results. Trustworthy partners. A talented support team. What's interesting too, the center card, it's the Oracle of the Unicorns deck. This is not a unicorn. It's got no horn. It's a horse with wings. It's a horse with wings. Angel wings. Oh, I know whose code name this is. Spirit, give me some insight for them, please. Horses represent stamina as a spirit medicine. If you've got an angel working with you, this horse energy, you got to understand they are giving you a great amount of stamina and endurance and majesty, right? Majestic energy. There's something very majestic and beautiful about horses. This is Pegasus energy. Like if you think about the myth of Pegasus, the flying horse, right? This winged horse, Pegasus, was able to travel from one world into another and back again for the highest good. What's the insight, please, Spirit? Really, you might want to do some reading on mythology that includes Pegasus and take note of what it can do. What insight, please, Spirit? Again, horse energy. Okay. The message coming through for you. Daughter of Cups on the bottom. Young female energy. Lots of love there. And the Seven of Swords on top. Okay. So whatever this angelic partner is bringing in as an awareness for you, because I feel like that's definitely what this is, your angel team working with you. Helping you see how you're lying to yourself or robbing yourself or nickel and diming yourself of positive experience, being sad, feeling like you've lost something and can't get it back. The Five of Cups is focusing on the spilled cups instead of the cups that are full behind you, right? If you think about traditional Rider-Waite. It's about focusing on the loss instead of focusing the gain. So if you've lost someone, right, they're saying, why are you focusing on the loss? Just because you can't see me doesn't mean I'm not there. They're helping you understand that they are still very much here. It's about being in control of yourself and holding yourself together, knowing that you're all divinely connected, even if you're in different places, and that you're not actually alone. You're not without their light. Like, you might be hiding in your shell of shadow and not seeing the light, but it doesn't mean the light's not there. Where is the light coming from? It's coming from your angel team, helping you avoid self-betrayal or self-sabotage with sadness and grief, missing opportunities. You've got to move on from, the Daughter of Cups is telling you to move on from the heartbreak or the broken cups and focus on the fortune or the gain, because Spirit's trying to tell you, it's trying to get you inspired. It's trying to help you see the higher perspective, to help you gain independence, financial independence. You might seriously want to talk about your story. That's why I said you should read that book, Black Beauty. Let it inspire you. Hell, you might be able to team up not just with a publisher, but a crew, like for film, and create a movie. God knows Hollywood needs a good heartfelt movie. I hope this helps, because the message that they're really coming through is to not look at the loss, but look at the gain, and how they're working with you behind the scenes, how they're inspiring you forward and what you can do with your inspiration of them versus the focus of the loss of them. What will better serve you? Focusing on the loss of someone or focusing on the inspiration that they're still giving you, because they haven't really gone anywhere. They've just shifted forms. They're beyond your sight, but not beyond being a part of your life. They want to steer. They want you to steer the ship and let them be the wind in your sails. You know what I mean? Like, if you're still on the ship, they're your wind. They're your wind. I hope that makes sense. Let them be your wind. All right. Secret code name. Bird songs. Secret code name, bird songs. All right, Spirit, please. For secret codename bird songs and those who would resonate to it or be drawn, what is the guidance or focus for them for this new moon in Libra, helping them manifest balance? What is it? For secret codename bird songs. Patience and passion. Patience and passion. Patience says, pause before you take action and trust that divine timing is at work. Be patient and play while you wait. Do what excites you, get fired up about life, and increase your energy levels. There are things that you need to be patient for in the unfolding of, and in the meantime, Spirit is asking you to do things that you love. Get fired up about your life. Do what's exciting for you. Be excited about what's unfolding, even if it's still in the unfolding process. Like, you can be hyped and pumped about it inside and do creative things and feel really good about whatever you can do. In the meantime, right? Enjoying life. Watch a new movie, read a new book, start writing things, creative poetry. Like, allow yourself to feel excitement. Words are powerful. If you're doing what is, if you think about spelling, right? Word magic. Words are powerful. There's a reason why we use words, and it's called spelling, right? Words are like spells. If you start writing beautiful energy, if you start writing positive, excited energy, love-filled energy, passion energy, and you start writing it down and putting, it's like putting out that energy into the universe, right? So allow yourself to get fired up about life. It'll help increase your energy levels. It'll help you feel good about things. And taking the time too, because of the patience card where it says pause before you take action, taking the time to write things down too will help you take pause before you even decide to express things. Like, you can write an unsendable letter, right, to someone if there's things that you need to express to them, or things you want to express to them and you can't because the time's not right. You can write them a letter that you never send, right? So that your feelings or what needs to be expressed can come out, the intention can come out without disturbing the time frame, right? Without disturbing the timeline or the alignment or the unfolding of things. Just know that your energy's in alignment, right? So insight, please, Spirit. Secret codenamed bird songs. It's almost like, because if you think about bird songs, right, we hear them in the background and they're beautiful. We hear the birds chirping in the background sometimes and it's beautiful. And every once in a while it comes into our awareness and we stop and admire the sound of the birds. It's no different with energy. When you're putting out positive energy into the universe, it's almost like there's this beautiful background noise in their surrounding, right? It's almost like they're surrounded by this beautiful background melody and they don't understand why it's so beautiful or peaceful where they are because they're not consciously aware of the bird song until one day they hear it. They pick up on it and they admire the bird song and they're consumed by it in that moment. And it's the only thing that matters. And from that point on, they make it a point to stop and listen to the birds, because of the way they felt when they became conscious of it. It's no different with energy. Putting out positive energy for someone, towards someone, for yourself and towards yourself, like, it's no different. Eventually you hear the song of the birds, and so will they, right? And so will they. Use writing as a tool. What insight can you give us, Spirit, please, for secret codename bird songs? What insight can you give us, please, for secret codename bird songs? What does their manifesting balance look like? Yeah, patience, Son of Pentacles. Pausing before you take action. Being independent right now. Being focused on the self. Your own passion. Being patient. Knowing divine time is at work. Enjoy the moment. Being in that heart over head decision. Trust your gut. Trust your gut that you'll know the right time for things and the wrong time for things. That's why writing is so important. Especially when it comes to a soulmate. Two of Cups, someone that you love. Got the Son of Wands on the bottom. This is about the reinvention of the self. And the Ten of Cups. You're aware that it's a dream come true. You're aware that it's bliss state. You're aware of the connection that you fill each other, right? There's a filling of each other. It goes both ways. You're aware. This is about you taking the time to reinvent who you are, who is a person of passion and a person of patience, right? Especially if patience with soulmates in the past was not your strong suit. This is about redefining yourself completely, acting from a place of love with yourself and alchemizing. Challenge accepted, right? Challenge accepted, spirit. I can be both passionate and patient. I can trust in divine timing, and I can be excited. Especially when it comes to the soulmate. They're helping you learn about this beautiful combination of self that you can create from. Stay in that beautiful alignment. Trust and faith. Trust and faith. If you got to write that on your left wrist, trust and faith, receive it. Let it wear off, wash off on its own time, because by the time it does, you will have fully received that. Trust and faith. I keep hearing like you have permission to be excited. You have permission to be excited. Be very aware of it, very accepting of it, and be patient. And be patient as the universe unfolds it for you. Take your hands off the wheel, right? Trust your gut. You'll know when the right time is and when the wrong time is. You will just know. Alignment is alignment. And the dream come true is the dream come true if given the right amount of time and patience and the right amount of passion to achieve it. Trust yourself. You got reason to be excited. So I hope that helps. That wraps up all of the secret code names for this moon event. I will be announcing the next moon event within the next couple days. I know they sell out extremely fast, so if you want to make sure that you get a slot beforehand, reach out to me. You can reserve a slot before it's actually publicly announced. All right, once it's publicly announced, it tends to sell out really quickly. So if you want to get a head start on that, you can absolutely reach out to me and we can get you a slot in advance, okay? If that is the case and you don't want to miss it. I love you all very much. I hope you have a wonderful night. I hope all of these readings have served you well in the highest, and I will see you next time. This is Grace Nicole Myths signing off. Remember, always love each other, and most importantly, love yourselves. Bye, everybody.